Hello, and welcome to part 1 of our 3-part series on the Byzantines. In today's episode, we will talk about who are these Byzantines and their eventual rise to power. Let's dive in. First, I want us to take a look at this map. Look there at the center of the screen, where the arrow is pointing. Why would this be a particularly good place to build a city? What advantages might this area have? Well, first off, in case you didn't know, this will be where the capital of the Byzantine Empire, Constantinople, is located. Some reasons why this is a great location to place your capital is because, well, one, it's located on a peninsula, which provides very natural safe harbors for ships. Both merchant and military ships can dock easily in this type of harbor. Plus, being surrounded by water is also a good way to provide natural defenses. If you have water on both sides, you only have to protect one section of land during an attack. Having all this water around you and deep harbors will make it easy to trade. Constantinople will have easy access to the Mediterranean Sea, and it will be on the land route that links Europe to Asia via the Silk Road. Constantinople is known to Europeans as the gateway to the East, because that is where they can get all of their Middle Eastern and other Asian goods. So, how did the Byzantines gain their own empire? Well, to answer that question, we have to go all the way back to the Romans. During the slow decline of the Roman Empire, one of their emperors, Diocletian, decided that the empire had grown too large to successfully manage as one complete unit. So, he had the empire divided into 2 parts, the eastern part and the western part. The major effects of this, though, was that he basically established a strong side of Rome and a weak side of Rome. The weak side will be the western side, where the city of Rome actually resides and encompasses most of present-day Europe. The West was more rural and did not have many direct trade routes connecting it to the rest of the world. It was also being weakened by constant nomadic invading. The eastern half, on the other hand, was more densely populated, and more major cities in it made them centers for ideas and trade. They were also directly on the Silk Road trade routes, making them important on more than one country's trade contact map. In 330 CE, the then Emperor Constantine decided to relocate the capital of the Roman Empire. Constantine, as seen in the beautiful marble head from the picture, will choose to relocate the capital of the Roman Empire to the Greek city of Byzantium, which is where the later empire will get its name. It's just literally what it was called before Constantine renamed it. Constantine will do what all great leaders do and name the city after himself, which is where we get the name Constantinople. He wanted to move the capital because the city of Rome had basically become irrelevant. Important people didn't want to come there anymore, and it wasn't considered a cosmopolitan city. He also recognized that people would follow the money, and all the trade was happening in Constantinople, not in Rome. Constantine will model this new city after the city of Rome, and many people will even start calling it New Rome. The city of Constantinople basically became a more cosmopolitan version of Rome. It was a multi-ethnic city filled with people of many creeds and nationalities. Because of where it was located, there was a lot of interaction between different groups of people. The common language, though, will not be Latin like the rest of the Roman Empire, but rather the people there will speak Greek. The official language will be Latin, but it's not enforced. The city itself will be a heavily fortified one, as we talked about before, making it difficult to invade. They even figure out how to fortify their only land opening by building a very heavily guarded wall. During Constantine's rule, over 600,000 people lived in the city. Constantine was right about people following their trade interests over to Constantinople. He even provided incentives for wealthy Romans to move to the city by offering to build them palaces. What a deal! Move to a new city that will not only make you money, and you get a free palace. He knew what was up. The western half of the Roman Empire will fall around 410 CE due to Germanic invaders. However, historians do not agree on an official end date because technically the eastern half of the empire still survives. The city of Constantinople and the Eastern Empire are thriving actually, so much so that they will just decide to make an empire of their own. And they will go back to their original names, the Byzantines. The Byzantines will go on to remain in their own empire until the 15th century, meaning they make it another 1,000 years or so as an empire. Not too bad of a lifespan for an empire, right? This concludes part 1 of our 3-part series on the Byzantines. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.